know, there are different styles in bachata and in salsa.
Yeah.
If you don't mind giving a real brief introduction, maybe what are the different styles in salsa and bachata we see, and if you have any personal preference for one or another.
With me, there's no real preference in the styles. It's really who I'm dancing with. Salsa is, you know, has the on one, on two, has the Colombian style, the Cuban style, and I'd like to say that I have sort of like, with the exception of the Colombian style, I think I have a fusion of the Cuban with the mambo. You know what I'm saying?
In case some people are not very familiar with the different styles, do you want to just...
Yeah, the on one style is basically as known as the LA style, so breaking on the first beat of the music. And then the on two style is the mambo style, which you're breaking on the two. Mainly New Yorkers use it a lot and try to dominate the world with it. And they always try to convince me that I should be dancing on two. You see what I'm talking about? And then the Cuban style is more circular and more, I guess, swingy than the other style. And we don't talk about Colombian style. Just kidding. Colombian style is really fast. There were a lot of kicking. So, but yeah. So I really just I like to say I'm more like a chameleon. In the sense that whatever part of the world and whoever I'm dancing with, I mean, I try to know all the styles and try to fuse into them, into their so that they could be the best on the floor. Because if I try to force my style on them,
right,
I don't even know what my style is. It's crazy. So yeah. So with bachata, I mean, I'm hardcore Dominican style. So no. So hardcore Dominican style. There are, I guess, what people call bachata romantica, which is more like, we're not gonna say what it is, but just
starts with G, no?
So it's more like, yeah, it's a lot slower, a lot more, I guess, connected. And then I guess there's other styles like bachata
more
tango,
PG-13.
right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, so then they're fusing the other dances, bachata tango, which is like tango and bachata mixed together. So Dominican style to me is so grounded to the floor and so much about the same thing about molding your partner that you're dancing with, and not so much molding in the sense that you're on top of each other, but just the vibe between you and your partner, like two magnets just going off of each other and using that to kind of mold around each other. And that to me is what I love about it. Is we're home. Most of us grew up dancing bachata in our family parties. I mean, you don't want to be running out like your cousin or not ready. But yeah, so basically it's, we can't really be doing that style, so it's more about the connection, the hand connection between you and your partner, and how that plays within the music, So that's what I love about the style. It just takes me home. So
So when you travel to teach people or go out social dancing, what are the main or common issues you come across with in any of the genres we've been talking about?
Common issue is lack of expression to me. I mean, it used to be lack of technique, and then people started pushing technique, and now you lost the soul of the dance, which I think has also happened just with the music. The music has also lost a lot of its soul, so it's sort of like it's pushing the dancers in a direction that is really not connected. You're just doing moves. So to me, that's the most common problem, is that self-expression within the music and not sticking to just your 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you get out of the box, do 1 and 3 or something, and just hold the beat somewhere. It's like do something more than just the straight up count. And that's really what I find is the biggest lack in what we have going on right now in the dance scene. So
what would you recommend to people who like to improve that side of dancing?
Reality, just learn the other styles of dance. Like, get yourself outside of that box and learn how to merge and and how they look at music differently. You know, when I teach my musicality classes, I force the people in the class to hold the beat on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So I have people dancing on 8 and trying to stay on that beat the whole time, just so that you can. It's when you're thinking on one, when you're in on one dancer, you're in on two dancer, whatever it is that you dance on that number, you're so focused on striking that number that you lose what else is happening around. So when you're forced to strike 1 or 5 or 7 or 8, now you're accenting a different part of the music, and that allows you to kind of like open up your mind with it. So you know, I get a lot of my students come back and like, oh my God, I didn't know that was in that song, you know. So
I should try that.
Yeah. So that and just playing around with different tones in the song, you know, not just the instruments or not just the vocals or the chords. Right. It's like playing with the different tones in the song. If he holds a note longer, you hold the move longer, you know. So those two things I think are a good way to start into expressing music.
I think these are very valid and good points. Thanks. So I can tell that you love teaching, obviously, and you're very good at it. And you mentioned that competition was really important for you and still is. So what aspects of dancing you do, basically if you go over like training and teaching, things like that, and which part would be the, I can't give this up?
It's a tough question because
I
I really love every single aspect of what I do. Like I said, it's what keeps me not bored. Is that I really do go all out in every single aspect of dance. But social dancing to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Social dancing. Surprised.
That was my next question. No.
Social dancing to me, I really, you know, and just. I think social dancing around the world, so it kind of allows you to be a different person. Like I was just in China for a week, and I'm like, my mind's going crazy right now because I was like dancing amazingly. You know, I was like, I was doing stuff I don't think I've ever done before.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just because the difference in the people that I was dancing with. I mean, we were dancing 6, 7 hours a day. You know, so by the second and third day, I was like in a groove that was so nice. Stuff was just coming out. I was like, oh, okay. And you obviously you can never remember any of this. So you're like, where's the camera the whole time, just recording you? But social dancing, it really allows you to not stick to a box and express yourself as much as you can. You know.
Traveling this much and spending this much time dancing, and also being a great family man and good husband and dad. And how do you manage your time? Do you have another job, or this dancing that's the only that supports you?
Yeah, I did architecture for 5 years while I was learning how to dance and starting my dance company. So, you know, when that road kind of split, I just, you know, had to make a choice, and I stuck with dancing. Thank goodness. But
I was about to say, do you ever regret?
No.
But I guess no. Okay.
No, I always said to myself, going back to the office would be like a huge failure for me. So, you know, and not that I didn't love architecture. It's just the way I wanted to express myself within architecture I wasn't being allowed to. So dancing just allows me to express full out. But to balance it all, I mean, you know, once I decided to commit to my family, I had to make them priority, and with that meant cutting back from traveling, whatever the case is, that's what I had to do. So I don't travel as much as I used to. At one point, I think I was about like 36 weekends a year, and now I'm down to like 12.
Oh.
So I've really cut back a lot. Family, business, and everything, so it's kind of hard to get all that stuff going while I'm away. Like I've been away right now for like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. And
she's my wife's about ready to cut me.
I can imagine. I'm pregnant, so.
Pregnant, 3-year-old who's, you know, very moody himself.
I'll text her comforting messages tonight. Please. Okay, so finally, I guess I have one more question, and then we are moving to a separate part. I should know the answer to this question, but have you ever been to Turkey?
I've heard it's quite nice though.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It'll be so in your mouth. But so, have you like? Would you ever want to go, or have you ever received an invitation for any festivals?
No, actually, there's you know, I kind of like when the rest of the world was joining the whole Congress here and everything like that. I was sort of like trying to get myself away from it, from the family. So, never actually got the opportunity to push myself out to the world as much as possible. But I'm okay with that. I definitely like to visit Turkey.
You would love the food.
Really?
Yeah.
You trying to say I eat a lot?
No, he can't cook. He can't cook
Yes.
very well. But yeah, you would love it. I hope we all hope to see you in Turkey on
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Do you know any Turkish dancers that are? And what would you say about this? Seriously, don't have to talk about me, but in Turkish dancers, or if you notice something common maybe in them, or like what would you say? What can you say about the Turkish dancers?
They have beautiful smiles.
Oh.
No, I mean I've the few Turkish dancers that I've known, I love their energy that they have around them. Is everything. You. I just met this Jim in China. He's living there now. If I'm not mistaken, Tulane. Enjoying Tulane?
No.
No,
Buju is.
Buju, yes, Buju. So yeah, I mean, the few Turkish people that I know are very like just out there as far as their energy, and it's like very just bouncy and happy and like go, and I love feeding off of that. So that's what it's a little strange, but
a little creepy.
little creepy, no, not creepy at all. Just very very good energy about them, and down for anything. So
I like all my Dominican friends. So this section is called fast break. Yeah, it might get dangerous. I don't know. I did not prepare the questions, so don't hold me responsible. So I'm gonna ask you questions real quick. They're like short, and you need to like respond real quick, whatever comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, don't get me in trouble. Okay, ready? Here we go. Favorite dance partner?
Anna.
Favorite food?
Dominican food. Rice beans from Chop's Got.
Favorite competition you've been so far?
Favorite competition, I can't even think of that. Summit.
Favorite dancer, team, or couple?
Favorite dancing team, a couple Marcos.
Oh, favorite event?
Favorite event, Montreal Salsa Convention.
Favorite city in the world?
Favorite city in the world. I can't think this fast. Santo Domingo.
Life philosophy in one sentence.
Life philosophy in one sentence. Do it.
Dance philosophy in one sentence.
Soul. Dance with your soul. From the soul.
Okay. So the last question is, what is the best website for dance?
Dance media.
Nokta.
Com.
Yeah, that's really okay, that's the haberi. This is the end of our interview, and thank you so much for taking the time of this crazy, busy, hectic day,
Yes.
But
Anything from my good.
okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys.